The Transformers will return after these messages. We now return to the Transformers.
Right, welcome back to another Megatron Draws. Today we are going to be coloring up our Star Saber. If you've been following my Twitter, you know I've been kind of hyping this guy up for a bit. So, yeah. And we'll just open up the comments, see who's in. We got Grumpy Old Ninja. It's good to see you, Grumpy. And we got Jacob, our boy, Jacob Ironside. All right. Let's close that up. Let's pull out some reference material. Now, Star Saber is one of those characters I'm not too familiar with because he's kind of it's kind of obscure in the sort of the eyes of the mainstream. It's not very much. It's not really a Starscream level character because he was mostly created in the Japanese cartoons, if I'm not mistaken. I think. But I haven't seen those, but I do plan on going through them at some point. But I just got to move some stuff around. All right, so we're going to start with the reds on his design. He's kind of like I guess he's kind of like a samurai in a way, or sort of a knight, sort of. That's kind of the vibe I get from him. So, sorry, man. Sorry, Grumpy. Making you choose between Jetfire and Wheeljack. Yeah. Yeah, both are great characters, so can't blame you. All right. So I kind of did a little bit of color picking earlier, but just gonna try and see. Actually, I might do a different shade just for the Autobot symbol. Let's do like a light sort of orange color. Yeah, I don't really think we'll use this guy. Yeah. I can't remember. It's like I think it came out around the same time frame. So, but yeah, definitely Star Saber looks like it's kind of like if Optimus Prime and a Gundam had a baby. It's kind of what I think of when I think of this character. His design is very much inspired by a Gundam, at least visually speaking. But so yeah, we'll start with the. So the main coat of, actually, should I do the symbols first? It might be better to start with the symbols. Let's get the smaller areas done. So obviously we're going to start with the symbol on the sword here, which I don't remember. I can't remember if it was in the actual source material, but I just kind of put it there because I thought it was kind of cool. And obviously on the shoulder, and there's supposed to be another one on the shoulder, but you don't see it in this drawing here. So just gonna get started. I usually work light to dark. That's why I'm kind of starting with the symbols first, because it's going to be a little bit lighter shade than the actual red on the design. But they also, I think they changed up his character a little bit though when they brought him into the IDW, where they kind of made him a villain type character, which was like, not sure how I feel about that. But I would like to see the character, because the concept behind him is really cool. It's really powerful, Autobot warrior type character. Definitely would like a toy of him. That's just has a really freaking cool design. All right. Okay, just making sure everything's looking good on screen because I changed up the quality or the settings or whatever. Make sure the quality is good. Let's blend this out a bit. And there are some areas in the design I kind of have to touch up as I go because I kind of messed up a few areas when I was inking earlier. So, but I didn't have time to fix them, so we'll just fix them here. But I would because I kind of messed up on the line work on the fin decos, so let's go back and touch that up. All right. A darker shade. My drawing is taking longer because I had too many things planned to do at the same time. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. I think that'll do it for the symbol. I'll keep it simple for now. We'll probably go in and touch it up later. So I think we'll start with the R27 for the main base. Just gonna make sure I know which parts need to be colored. Obviously, I went for a more simplified version of the design from the comic or from the cartoon. It's kind of how I roll. I kind of just like the more simplified Transformers designs. Even though I kind of based it off the G1 design, it was a little bit more involved than I'd like it to be. So actually, we'll tidy up this area. Yeah, we'll keep some white highlights in. Want to make it look like he's kind of shining in a way. Yeah, Jetfire and Grimlock. Yeah, Grimlock's a really a great character. I just love Grimlock. He's like one of my favorite Autobots. And that was like such a cool moment in the video game where you got to play as him in the Dinobot level. That was so fucking cool. Only thing I didn't like was that they kind of killed. Well, they didn't really kill him. I think in the comics they might have had Sludge get rescued or something like that, but I don't think they had him playable in the game. I can't remember if he was playable. Because I remember they had the DLC where you could play the Dinobots in multiplayer mode, but I couldn't remember if you could play as Sludge. All right. Now we'll get the head going. Just kind of make sure I isolate certain areas because some areas are supposed to be a different color. Okay, we'll just keep the top half red and then let's keep that stuff gray. But I really love the storyline for the Dinobots in that game, the Fall Cybertron game. One day I'll learn how to do that. Just like I'm just trying to. That's Liverpool. There's offers. Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Let's do. The shoulders. I was also kind of disappointed they didn't do more with the Fall Cybertron, like content wise. I was kind of hoping for like a little bit more, you know. Because like there's like so much they could do with that. Like they could have actually have like little side stories they could have added to the game. But, and a bunch more characters they could have added to the game as well. Like Springer would be cool. Prowl, you know, Mirage. I think no, Mirage wasn't in the game. I'm trying to remember. I remember making Mirage though, because you could have a character that could cloak, and there's one, and they had drag strip in the game, and so you could basically the way that the customization worked in that game was you basically picked the torso, and that kind of defined what the vehicle mode would be, and so, and they had drag strip in the game, who was also a race car, just like Mirage was in the old cartoon. So I was like, oh, I kind of just used that to kind of make Mirage whenever I played that game. Also, think I made the Stunticons at one point because they had most of the Stunticons. Because they had Breakdown, Dead End, and Barricade in the games, and so the only ones they didn't have was like Wild Rider and Motormaster. So, but I ended up just trying to make them as much as I could. So I used the Zeta Prime because you can only have like 3 slots. I remember in the for like customization for like each class, and you can only have 3 car classes. So I used Zeta Prime because he turned into a car type vehicle. I used him as a Wild Rider, and I just used the Prime, some of the Prime stuff to make Motormaster. And so, yeah, the customization was so much fun in that game. I tried making all the Seekers at one point, like all the like Rainmaker ones. Good memories. And there's like one where you can have a Starscream with the crown on his head. That was fucking cool. I think Grimlock did too. I can't remember though. Oh no, it might have been Megatron who had the crown. Although they should have added, I can't remember if he had it or not, but I think they should have added the Grimlock's crown. So they did it for Starscream in the 1 level where you get to play as him for a bit. But... oh shit, I am missing the chat. I am experiencing something similar to Scarecrow. Yeah. I'm not forcing you to. I'm not putting you at gunpoint. Hey, I didn't say when you had to make it. All right. Yeah, take your time with it, Grumpy. I was expecting a redux to G1 out of those games. Yeah, I love those. Yeah, I love those games. I thought they were really good. Yeah, but yeah, they're fucking awesome. But yeah, I was really hoping for like a sequel game. Yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of did with the Rise of Darkspark, but it was kind of like a movie tie-in type game. It was a weird story. It's kind of weird how they did things with that game, but because like they kind of had like a Cybertron story, and then they had that was kind of based on the Fall of Cybertron storyline, which is kind of like I think it was like a prequel to what happens in Fall of Cybertron because it takes place on Cybertron, and if you play Fall of Cybertron, you know what happens at the end of the game because they don't stay on Cybertron for by the end of the game because they kind of leave Earth for Earth, which was I really love the storyline behind how they sort of chose Earth because I think I really love the way that they kind of had shockwaves or design the Dinobots, where it's like he was using the space bridges to kind of go between between worlds and stuff like that, and he was like studying Earth when it was at prehistoric times, and he discovered dinosaurs and whatnot, and decided to use that as inspiration for the Dinobots and some stuff for like the Insecticons. I think that's I think in the games they kind of make reference that the Insecticons were on Cybertron before then in the Rise of Darkspire game, which didn't make sense to me because it kind of retcons what happened in the game a little bit, because it kind of implies that they were designed by Shockwave using Earth as inspiration, but whatever. oh Star Saber come from Alita and Prime. That, you know what, it kind of could. I could kind of see it with like the shape of the wings and whatnot. If Transformers reproduce that way, if that was the case, I could kind of see that. All right, I think that does it for the main. Oh wait, we needed a sword. So we got the sword going on them. All right. And there's actually a Star Saber toy that's kind of coming out, or actually looks really cool. I think it's out now. It might be on. I think it was on pre-order on Shozy Store. Can't remember, but it looks fucking cool. But I have no idea where I'd put that with my collection at the moment. I have to get new furniture pretty soon, actually. But yeah, I actually ordered. But yeah, I kind of told Grumpy this earlier on Twitter. But I put my pre-order in for that Ultra Magnus by X Transbot. So yeah, I think they said that it was going to be arriving in about around the when was it? Oh, September. I think it was like September, like the third quarter. So like, yeah, so it's like somewhere around like September it should be arriving. So that'll be cool. I've always wanted a really cool Ultra Magnus figure. I mean, I do have the deluxe one, but it doesn't really scratch my itch because he's kind of tiny compared to RC, my RC there. So I was like, yeah, I kind of want a big boy Magnus. So. Galactus, and I have a Sentinel. So gotcha. maybe. All right, let's get some darker colors going. Let's get the R29. I probably should have started with the darker shade, but whatever. Sometimes I have to work dark to light in some characters, but oh well. Hindsight's 2020. Azure did one last year. I wanted to. Jetfire is my favorite. Nice. Yeah, Jetfire's a great character. He's a really great character in that original cartoon. And welcome, Brian King. It's good to see you, man. The king is here. All right. Let's go. Actually, the underside should be all colored in. Wouldn't be a whole lot of highlights down there. Yeah, I really need to get Jetfire too. Kind of I'm pretty close to finishing my G1, at least season 1 Autobots. Just kind of only ones I'm really missing are Jetfire, Trailbreaker, I think Brawn, Huffer, Gears, and Windcharger. I think it's the last. And I'll cover my season 1 Autobots. Season 2 is almost done. It's kind of it's halfway there. So I just need to get like a blaster and some of the mini bods and hoist. Which did actually release, Deformation actually released their blaster, which looks really good. Still kind of debating which one I want to get because I still like the KFC one. It looks really good. And I think it kind of looks a little bit better with the MP Soundwave I have. So. I have like 3, but I only had like 1. It's only a real G1. Yeah, me too. I'm kind of debating which one I want to get. I might end up going with the Hasbro one, the Siege one. Because I think I kind of like the scaling a little bit better with that one, with the other characters. That and the Fan Toys one is like really fucking big. And I don't think that one would really fit like the display I'm trying to go for with my figures here. But yeah, we'll figure something out. Actually, that should all be red here. Yeah, all around here. Then we'll put like a gold trim, then like a gray type color. I think that'll look sharp for the sword here. There we go. Yeah, that works. I don't have. Yeah, well, I have the Mastermind Creations RC. I have the one from. It was a third party one, but I don't have the original G1. I don't have any. I don't think I have any of the. Yeah, I don't have any of the original G1 actual toys, but I do have a Mastermind Creations RC, which is really good. So, which I can show that off if you guys want. I have a bunch of toys that I am not afraid to show. Aside from Devastator, because he's a big boy. And Bruticus, because Bruticus is a fucking pain in the ass to stand up. Should be fine. Touch that up later. All right. So good. Some of the dark areas going with the R, I think 59. Gotta be careful with some areas. Yeah. Jeffrey's the one Autobot. We've been seriously robbed of none other than the G one. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I really would like to see them, a third-party company, take on the fembots at some point. Or I mean, I think there was like test shots or some. I think there was an Alita one that was teased by X Transbots, like prototype, but never really haven't really heard much from them. They might be just going back to the drawing board with that one. But I'll show it to you, Grumpy. I'll show you like a picture of what I saw of the or the X Transbots one if you want to see it. I need a drink. Show us the RC. All right, hold on. I'll just finish up the this next shade of red, and I'll pull out my RC. The feet going and the sword, and I'll grab show you my toy. All right. This is a cool figure. I was kind of contemplating which RC to go for because I like the way some elements of the fans toys, I like some elements of the Hasbro, but I don't know, I kind of like the spirit of the Mastermind Creations one more. Just kind of has a bit more of a, for lack of a better term, like cutesy vibe to her. Like I don't know, it had a bit more of a wholesome look to it. It's hard to explain. It just felt like the character a little bit more, you know. So, but I'll grab in just a minute, just kind of show you what I mean. Then I think it looked a little bit better because it didn't have a whole lot of junk on her back, and the problem with a lot of RCs and just fembot transformers in general is they usually end up with a lot of junk in the trunk when they are made into toys because they have to go from they turn into this like very feminine sort of robot with like very feminine features, like very thin waist and thin arms and legs, but then they have to turn into a big ass truck. So it's just like, oh, what the fuck. Like so it's like all that junk has to go somewhere. But here, I'll grab some RC for you. Oh, there we go. There's my RC. Looking pretty fine. But yeah, I just liked it because it was a little bit less complicated in the back, as you can see. Which a lot of them have a lot of kibble and shit. So felt like it was a lot cleaner version of it. The thing I hate is when they do RC and take the yeah. I have certain issues with the hot rod. I still trying to Which one are you talking about? The Masterpiece one or the fans toys one? Because I think there's a because I showed you the DX9 version, which was kind of it was more of a stylized approach to it. Oh yeah, you have this one? Hold on. I'll just have her chilling while I'm streaming here. This is the one. It's the one with all the hands and stuff and 2 guns. But yeah, she has just a more sort of a more wholesome, not really wholesome, but I don't know. I just like the face sculpt a lot better on this one. Thought I looked more in line with her personality. I'll just say that. But yeah, I need to get a hot rod at some point. I'm still kind of debating which one because I don't know if I want to just go with one hot rod or have a hot rod and a Rodimus. That's kind of the thing I'm kind of debating in my head. For first world problems, but which I think I missed the bottom half here. Hold on, yeah. All right. Kind of blend some of these colors together, and then we'll kind of come back in with a lighter shade to kind of make the edges of the white areas sort of softer and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. Same here. I was like, that looks like the perfect RC head. I was like, yeah, it's the one. And it took me a while to find that one on eBay because it was like really hard to find. I didn't want to get the hot pink version I saw. I was just like, no, I want the light pink. That's the RC I remember. That's the one I want. So I just waited out. Eventually, I bought one last year. So yeah, she has a bunch of multiple hands and stuff like that. It's really cool. So you have her doing a lot of poses and stuff. Yeah, she's like the only, and then she's my first of the '86 movie cast I actually have because I don't have any other ones. I don't have Ultra. Well, I have Ultra Magnus now on the way, but still need to get a Hot Rust, and then you get a Springer, which is one of my favorite characters. He's just so fucking cool. I just love Springer. He's just a good personality, He's like Han Solo, It's kind of like the vibe you kind of got from the '86 movie cast, where Hot Rod is kind of the Luke Skywalker, and then RC was kind of Leia, and then Springer was kind of the Han Solo of the group. And I guess Ultra Magnus would be the Obi-Wan, or that could be Optimus Prime, arguably. But that, my friend, is the idea of Optimus Prime being replaced. Like his design. Yeah, I like Hot Rod, but I think that the concept of Hot Rod's good. It's just like I think that I don't mind the idea of having a new Prime coming up. It's just I think it's the way they kind of handled it. It was kind of like my main issue with it. But I don't really mind them as much as some people do. But I get it 100%. But yeah, something you got a Cup, something you got a Blur, Wheelie, maybe a Wrecker. Yeah, I'll go for a Wrecker if I can find one. The Junkions are fucking hilarious in the movie. They're weird, but they were kind of fun. But they're a lot of fun. It's kind of that's what I really liked about the movie, and kind of an element of the movie kind of introduced was like the idea of having Cybertronians on different planets and stuff like that, and having different ways of life and whatnot. Oh shit! I just went overboard. Oh well, it's gonna be blacked out anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, I think let's get the feet going. All right, let's get the R14. I think we'll just use no, not that one. Let's get I think R35. Maybe, yeah. I will say that Ultra Magnus is probably a better leader than Hot Rod. At least he has that going for him. But yeah, I think that conceptually, I think Hot Rod's a good character. I just think that he needed a bit more work on it. It's more like the execution of it. That's kind of like the main issue I had with it. That, and obviously they killed off like half of the 84 cast. Like they killed off pretty much all the season 1 characters. I was just like, oh, well, fuck you. It's like, fuck you, show. Fuck you, movie. So those are my characters. So you just kill them off. So like only a handful of characters really survived the 86 movie, because there's like more characters that died that weren't shown. There was kind of like Huffer was supposed to die, which who cares about Huffer? He's a fucking little shithead. But like Red Alert was supposed to die in the movie, Trailbreaker and Mirage. There's like some deleted scenes, or not deleted scenes, but deleted or unused storyboards that kind of showed that. All right, let's get a lighter shade. Yeah, Ratchet, Ironhide, Prowl, like that opening scene. I still feel uneasy watching that scene. It's just like, you killed my boys. Because Ironhide's like one of my favorites. Same thing with Ratchet. Always like those characters, and I was just like, you killed. And Wheeljack, especially. It's like you just see him get. He doesn't even get a death scene. You just see him dead and lying on the ground. The dead corpse. It's like, what happened to fucking Wheeljack? I think it was in, they might have explained it in the storyboards. I can't remember, but I think it was supposed to be Skywarp and Thundercracker that killed them. So, I mean, at least show that in the movie if you're gonna kill them. But I actually kind of like the arc Smokescreen had in the Transformers Prime cartoon. I think that if they did something like similar to that with Hot Rod, I think that'd be a more interesting arc, because it was kind of this sort of story about him, how this kid, this Smokescreen, was kind of like this young up and coming Autobot who was kind of who dreamed of being a great leader one day or something like that, but he eventually realized that it's more important to be part of a team rather than being a hero, or being a lone hero, and whatnot. Like, I thought it was a really interesting arc that Smokescreen had. And I think that would have been perfect for a Hot Rod storyline. Like, they should have had like Hot Rod in that show, honestly, instead of Smokescreen. I think that would have been because they already had half the cast. They have RC and they introduced Ultra Magnus. I was like, just make that Hot Rod. So then that would have been a really good way to go about things with that character. Where it's like he kind of realizes that there's a greater purpose the Autobots have, and it's not just about the war, not just about glory and whatnot. It's about the team and whatnot. And all right, let's grab our 20. Yeah, it should work. When were you first introduced to Transformers? Oh, I was introduced through the movies. Unfortunately, that's kind of where I started. But then I quickly got into the G1 cartoon, and Transformers Prime was coming out around the same time. as I was watching the movies, and I was just like, I immediately was like turned off. I mean, there's some things that intrigued me about the movies, but then I kind of felt like there's more to the story, and so I kind of wanted to go back and watch the cartoons and stuff, and then I kind of went from there. You know, I kind of watched. Obviously, I went back and watched Transformers animated, which was fucking awesome. I watched some of Armada. I couldn't really get into it because it was just I just didn't really like the take because I was already because I was really into G1. Like when I first watched it, I was like, this is Transformers. Like this is like the movies are fucking dog shit. All right. So I was just like, yeah, no, these are like, yeah. so yeah, that was kind of my introduction is the movies because my friend was into it at the time, and so I kind of got into that, and you know, for a time I was enjoying them for what they were. I didn't really see them as much, but I liked the character of Optimus Prime. I thought he was cool, you know, and whatnot. So I was just like, you know, I kind of want to go back and watch some of the old stuff, but see what that's all about. And so I did, and yeah. So yeah, that's where I got my start. Unfortunately, I'm a young guy, so that's where I got mine. Wish I could say it was Beast Wars or G1, but it's not. And it doesn't matter when you start, or how you start. It's when you start, you know. I suppose. All right, so I think we're ready to move on. Let's touch up the red here a little bit. Let's get a 29 out. For me, it was G1, yeah. Yeah, it's like fake woke, hashtag fake woke, hashtag fake JW. But they thought we'd all just love all. Yeah, no, I like the new characters. It was just kind of like the fact that they killed off all the old ones I had a problem with. You know, it's like I love Springer, I love Cop, I love, you know, Ultra Magnus and RC and all them, but it's just like when you kill off, but it's like I want to see them interact with the old characters, you know. I want to see them with like Ironhide and Jazz and all that. Even though Jazz didn't get killed off, he was still kind of written out of the show. You know, wasn't really doing much. Like I think that's how they should have gone about it. I'd love to you know, if I was to do like a Transformer series, I wouldn't want to do like a movie because I think that a series is more. You can do a lot more of the series than a movie. You know, just storytelling wise, there's like more you can explore. But like if I was to do a movie or a series rather, yeah, that's kind of how I'd go about things. I wouldn't kill off like the original cast, you know, and stuff like that. I would have them kind of incorporated into into the original cast in a way that made sense and whatnot. But I mean, that was just kind of how the things were at the time. You know, they kind of didn't really see the Transformers as anything but, you know, toys or whatever. And the movie was kind of a wake up call for them, honestly, because they kind of realized, oh shit, we just killed off Optimus Prime, and all these kids are crying at the theater, and just like, oh shit, we gotta bring him back. And when they did bring him back, he turned into a fucking zombie. Like the Quintessons got a hold of him, turned him into a zombie, whatnot. The robots in the Transformers movies was good, but yeah, I mean the CGI is okay. It's just not really. I just didn't really like care for the designs and whatnot. There's only a few characters that he not really created because he obviously took some characters from lore, like or sort of concepts from lore, and kind of put them into the movies. Like Barricade was a name I think I can't remember where the name came from. It was either one of the I can't remember. It might have been from like G2 or something like that, but I like the concept of the character. I actually made a custom Barricade of myself because I kind of like the idea that the Netflix series kind of came up with. Well, what if he was like kind of like a mold mate of like Prowl and Blue Streak in them? And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. So I kind of did that. Which, if you guys want to see that, I'll show off the Barricade I made. I made it like a couple. When did I make that? I made it like last month or something like that. Because it was an old smoke screen I had that was kind of broken. But I ended up gluing his arm back together, and I was like, oh, because I already have a new smoke screen, so I was like, let's turn this into a Barricade. So I don't know. I can't remember. I think Sunstreaker survived, but I'm not too sure what happened to him in the after the movie. You know. Let me just hold up. I think I check the settings. Make sure it's still okay. Just making sure things are working properly. All right. Oh shit! It's only 4:16. I'm still in the reds. Gotta move on really quick. All right, I think that'll do it for the reds. I think we're ready to move on to the blues, then the whites, blacks, all that. So I'm going to need to here. Should put in this container for now, and I'll get the blues. Was he? I can't remember if that happened to Sunstreaker. I can't remember that from the life of me. I thought he was. I thought he survived at the end of the movie, but you saw him with Hound and Prime before he went off to do fight Megatron and whatnot. But like in the original storyboards, actually Shockwave was supposed to be killed in the movie. I think that's what you're kind of confusing with, because the original storyboards, Shockwave gets killed when Unicron comes down on Cybertron and starts breaking shit. All right, so for the blue, it's just kind of like the parts here on the sides or on the legs, and then the thighs and whatnot. Not really sure. Yeah. And then just like some parts on the forearm here. So we'll just do that real quick. So we'll start from dark to blue, or dark to light. Start there. Okay. All right. Which I think I might have messed up the ink work on the arm there. Oh well, let's leave that. Oh, I thought what? Yeah, okay. There we go. Confusing myself. You think they would have used them more? I like their designs. I still like the early designs, yeah. Yeah, like I wasn't even mad at the car designs. Like it's like I understand I'm not going to go full on G1 with the cars, but at least have the robots look like the characters. And it's not like they have to be 100% G1. Like look at the Fall Cybertron games. Like even though it's very stylized, it's still you can still tell that it's Soundwave. That's Soundwave because of the chest, the face, the iconic designs that you expect from Soundwave are still intact, even though it's a very different approach. Hold on. Just got to touch on this area here because I forgot about it. But yeah, they're like very junky sort of designs in the movies. They were. I mean, Prime was probably the only one that was okay, I guess. But even then, it's like you shouldn't have. There's like not enough red on the design. It's all flames and stuff. It's just like it's not just Prime. But whatever. And the mouth plate looks kind of dumb. I mean, I'm fine with Prime having a mouth underneath, but it looked weird in the movie. Yeah. I remember seeing some art of a G1 Prime without the mask on it, and it looked pretty good. So, but the movie, not so much. Look a little off. And you shouldn't see too much of the underside of the leg here. Ooh. All right. What else is blue? Yeah, I think that'll do it for everything. Everything else is white, I think, or black. I say they shouldn't have killed any if the main characters. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if I was doing like a movie or something like that, yeah, that's how I would do it. Just have a bunch of unnamed sort of characters. That way I don't have to kill off my favorite Decepticons or Autobots, you know? I mean, I'm not against them killing off characters, just but the way they kind of did it was kind of unceremoniously, yeah. And there should at least be a build up to it that makes sense and the payoff and whatnot. Instead of just killing them off willy nilly just for shock value, yeah. Too junky, yeah. You think you deserve to die more, Raj or Prowl? I kind of like Prowl more, but I always like Prowl. He's such a cool character to me. Not too sure how I didn't really like him too much in IDW though, where they kind of made him an asshole. I was just like, no, I don't like that. Or it's like he kind of valued the mission over the life of his Autobots, his fellow Autobots. It's like, no, it's not really Prowl. It's not how an Autobot should be. You know, it's like his Prowl, like in the cartoon, he very much valued the, you know, his fellow teammates. You know, like that one episode where he teams up with Chip and whatnot. Like he's not, you know, didn't like it at all in the IDW. Okay, look like they transformed more. Yeah, that was weird in the fourth movie where they kind of just had like they turned into like little pixels or whatever. Like I was like, what the fuck's going on here? I was like, it's not even transforming at this point. You're just being lazy, motherfucker. You're literally just using a fucking Windows screensaver thing, whatever, for transformation. It's like another shot or whatever. And they didn't even get what's his name, Greg Berger, to come back and play Grimlock, and they didn't even give him a voices. Like voice lines in the movie. Like they didn't have any dialogue for Grimlock in the movie. He just roared at people. And that was it. It's just like, and the way Prime kind of just like threatens to kill him if he doesn't work for him. It's like that's not how Prime works. It's like he would never threaten to kill someone if he didn't fight for him. It's just like, no, that's not this Prime. It's like in the original cartoon, it wasn't. That's not how he did things, and that's not how he won over Grimlock's respect and whatnot, and loyalty and whatever. He saved his life in the War of the Dinobots episodes, and that's what made him respect Optimus because he saw him because he at first he kind of saw strength, might makes right, but by the end of the episode, Grimlock kind of realizes that there's more to being a hero and a leader than just brawn, just strength alone. All right. Exactly. Like, they made him just way too fucking aggressive in those movies. Like, he was okay in the first movie, and a little bit of the first movie is like, but the second movie is like where things really started to take a turn for the worst. This is like, okay, you're going a little overboard here, Prime. It's like, like ripping people's faces off and stuff. It's just like, that's not how Prime fights. And that's what I liked about the Bumblebee movie, because they kind of got his fighting style right in that movie, where he doesn't really, where it's like he doesn't like make it slow and painful. Like, he just makes it quick. He shoots him down and like takes him out. Like, that's how he fights. That's how he would take him out, because he doesn't enjoy fighting. That's the whole thing about Prime. He doesn't enjoy killing people or killing his enemies, even if they are Decepticons and whatever. And it's just like, at the end of the day, he's still kind of not really a pacifist. I guess it depends on the incarnation of the character, obviously, because if you refer to like the more newer version of the character, the librarian version of the character, not so much the original Orion Pax version of him, but because there's kind of a difference in terms of the personality from the G1 Orion Pax and like the more recent, more agreed upon version of the character, where he's kind of like this humble librarian or whatever, and he kind of becomes worthy of the Matrix and whatnot because he's pure of heart and whatnot. I'm kind of looking for the Beast Wars movie. I'm a little bit on edge with that movie, and not really, because I just feel like they're adding too much for the movie, because they said that because a while back they kind of said that there's going to be G1 characters, there's going to be Beast Wars characters, there's going to be Terracons, there's going to be Decepticons, Autobots, all these different factions, and they're introducing a new human cast. So I'm just like, they might be doing a little too much here. Might be a little bit too crowded. Like, I would like, like, I'm fine with them doing Beast Wars stuff, whatever, but it's just like, I think I'd be better served if they just did a Beast Wars movie separate from like separate from the Bumblebee stuff, and just have the Bumblebee movies like follow the G1 path, like, going forward. I think that's the best way for them to. I think that'll be a better option to go with. Because that way you're not like just like because it's like, because at the end of the day it's going to be a very short and brief moment with the Predacon or the Beast Wars characters. Not going to have a very significant role. They're just going to be relegated to like one element of the story, where it's like you could have them be the main characters of the story in a full movie or whatever. The Beast Wars movie has my Predacons, yeah. It's kind of like Prime. Then he started cursing everything. In fight like that, I would. Yeah. Oh yeah, they fucked up Galvatron as well. It's like they have all these like soy boy scientists making him. I'm just like, no, he's supposed to be created by Unicron, all right? Like, you couldn't even give him a good fucking origin story to get Galvatron. Like, it's like they didn't even get the story right for that. It's like, get the fuck out of here. It's not Galvatron. I mean, it was cool that they got Frank Welker back. I guess that was the first movie that they did with Frank Welker playing the character, but that's the only positive. And it's like in the fucking fifth movie, he goes back to being Megatron again for no reason. It's just like, make up your mind, motherfucker. It's like, and I'm sure there's some explanation in the comics or whatever, but it should be explained in the movie why he's Megatron now. Why he's back to Megatron, not Galvatron anymore. It's like, supposed to explain that shit. Dumb movie. That's all they did. Did they ever screw up Galvatron? Yeah, that was like that was kind of like the rumor at the time, was that the truck, because they showed pictures of the truck for the Age of Extinction. A lot of people were like, "Oh wait, maybe that's Motormaster." I was like, fuck yeah, let's do a Stunticons movie. Like, have the Stunticons be the main villain for a movie. No, it's just fucking Galvatron on a truck. It's like the Galvatron should not be a fucking truck. He should be either, if he's gonna have an alt mode, he should be either a tank or a fucking jet or the fucking laser cannon. Like that should be his alt mode. Same thing with Megatron. Like it's like Megatron should never be a fucking garbage ass truck. It's like it's so stupid. Not just that, like in the third movie, he's like hiding under a fucking tree as his base of operations, and it's like, get the fuck out of here, Megatron. He should be commanding a fucking army in a ship somewhere. Like, what the fuck's going on here? No, he's just hiding out like a coward behind a fucking tree. He's like, nice going, Megatron. And it never gets character right either. They have him always like kind of groveling before another villain in the movies. You know, he's working with, he's never the main villain except for the first movie. You know, he's never really the main sort of threat. You know, which can be fine, but like you're having him sort of play second fiddle to some other villain. You know, rather than being the actual like overarching sort of a shadow that's casting over the heroes and whatnot. But Galvatron should be. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, he should be that'd be fine. And they kind of fucked over a Blitzwing in the Bumblebee movie, even though, I love the Bumblebee movie. Even though I have my problems with it, I have a lot of issues with it. I didn't like that they killed off Cliff Jumper like that. I was like, he killed my boy. But like Blitzwing, they could have done better. I think they could have just like swapped him out with some other nameless character because Bumblebee has no place taking down Blitzwing. Like no way in hell. Like G1 Blitzwing would fucking destroy Bumblebee in a heartbeat. But obviously this is the more modern take on Bumblebee, so they went for the more action hero version of the character. All right, I think we're ready to move on from the blues. I guess time to do some yellows and then some of the blacks. Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about Optimus being a combiner. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but I kind of like the just having a few combiners. I think it's just at least for my personal preference, I kind of just prefer like the handful of combiners. I think less is more. I think it's more. I like using it sparingly. I think it's more impactful. But I mean, I actually saw one day. I think I saw like a toy on a what's his name? It was on Twitter rather, and I saw this picture of a guy who kind of turned the 86 movie cast into like a combiner team. Like they turned like Ultra Magnus into the base, and he had Cup and RC as the legs. Then you had Blur and Hot Rod as the arms. I was like, that's kind of cool. And Springer was like the backpack and stuff. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's a cool idea, but I don't know. I just kind of prefer just like the couple of combiners teams. But I think they made a Grimlock and the Dinobots into a combiner team at one point. Which I'm not really, I don't know, maybe I'm just really boring, but I just kind of like, just a handful of combiner teams. All right. Oh, let me get the pelvis stuff. There we go. All right. I hate Halloween. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the reason why Blitzwing was colored the way he was because the movie originally was meant to be a prequel to the Bay films, but because the fifth movie kind of failed, and so I imagine that Starscream was meant to be Starscream, or at least that I'm just going by rumors. Obviously, this is like kind of like just all speculation. I don't really know, but a lot of rumors have said that it might be because it was originally supposed to be Starscream in that movie, but they kind of had to remove him because they wanted to go in a different direction because the movies, the fifth movie kind of failed at the box office, and they lost a lot of money off of that, so they had to kind of, I guess, in their way, kind of go back to the basics. But there's still a lot more that needs to be done in order to fix the Transformers franchise and on film. Bumblebee was definitely a good movie, but it wasn't really the franchise saver, if that makes sense. I think that there's still a lot more work that needs to be done. With certain Autobots universe. Yeah, I mean, that'd be kind of like once in a while. I think that'd be kind of cool, but I just like the Superion, Computron, and Defensor. I think it's I just kind of like the using that sort of a type of character like sparingly, but I mean, it could be cool seeing Prime like combined with like Jazz and Ironhide and Ratchet and all them. Like, it'd be kind of cool. Let's see. But yeah, so I think that the original intent was to have Starscream be like the Blitzwing character, but I think that because they couldn't really, so basically the movie was meant to be a prequel to the Bumblebee film or the Transformers movies, and so but they had to kind of reshape it to be sort of a standalone-ish so that they can go in either direction. So like it could be, this film, if fans like the more G1 like aesthetic and the G1 sort of feel, I think then they'll go in that direction. But it's not successful, and we'll go back into the Michael Bay route, I guess. I don't know how the thought process works over there, so I can only speculate. I need you. So I imagine if, hypothetically speaking, obviously, I think that the reason why we see Blitzwing with Starscream colors, it's because they didn't really, I guess they wouldn't have time to really change that up. But I don't know why they couldn't. I mean, obviously, the only thing that they really, but I mean, it's like all they have to do though was like at the very least just change the head to like a yellow, and then the red parts make them purple, and it'd be close enough. It'd be close enough to home with the Blitzwing there. But I mean, I kind of wish they saved the Blitzwing for another movie. I think that killing him off this early was kind of a mistake, but that's just me. I love Blitzwing, especially I loved him in Transformers Animated. I think that was a really cool take on the character, where they had to give him like 3 separate personalities and whatnot, and really kind of played out that sort of the triple changer aspect of his character. I thought it was really cool. They're not going to do them justice there, babe. Yeah, like honestly, the way they need to go about things is completely divorce themselves from the Bay verse. Just like completely divorce it, But I think that one of the producers what's his name? Like one of the producers wants to keep it in continuity, it seems like, but others don't, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on behind the scenes there, but like the producer in question, I think, is like, I can't remember his name. It's a weird ass name, but he like kind of said some things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way and kind of makes me like really question, the future of this franchise. And he basically said that, Optimus Prime is not a really interesting character, because there's rumors for a time, if you guys remember, there was actually, rumors that they were going to have a Optimus Prime spin-off movie after Bumblebee, but that kind of, fell apart, And the producer kind of said that, well, Optimus Prime is not a very interesting character, and he's too pure, too good. He always knows what the right thing to do is. It's like, can't really do anything. It's like, well, you don't understand the character then. It's like there's been multiple, and it's like there's plenty of story you can tell with Optimus Prime. Like if you do an origin film about him or whatever, it's a dumb idea. So like that's like I can't remember his fucking name, but it's like, yeah, that guy just rubbed me the wrong way. And the guy doesn't really want to do Unicron or whatever and stuff. So it's just like, So like, this guy just has no fucking love for this franchise. Just no enthusiasm. It's just like, oh, maybe I'll do this movie. It's like you need enthusiasm, man. You have to have an actual enthusiasm for these characters in this world, and it's just like you don't really have that. So it's like you're not really going into the films with the right attitude, you know. Where I can't remember. I think they only just had Starscream as in the movies. I don't think they had Skywarp or Thundercracker, the other Seekers, but they did have some of them in the background in the Bumblebee movie. I don't remember if it was confirmed which Seekers they were. I think it was just Starscream and maybe Thundercracker behind him. And I think the green one was kind of, I think they said it was Thrust, but it was green. So I think it was maybe based off of the Armada stuff, but because if you remember in G1, he was, Thrust was part of the Coneheads. He was the red and black one. But yeah, the way they fix the Transformers movies is obviously, divorce themselves from Michael Bay, and with this new movie, I don't know how much I don't really know how much they're going to be doing the Beast Wars stuff, or how much it's going to affect the movies going forward. But the way I would have gone about the sequel to Bumblebee was to, just go full G1 like Transformers movie, like have it be about Optimus Prime and the Autobots that we see in the opening scene of the first of the Bumblebee movie. Because on that Cybertron scene, we see all the Autobots and stuff like that, and at the end of the movie, in the end credits, they kind of show like the Autobots coming to Earth and stuff like that. So but yeah, they just need a back to basics approach to the franchise. I think that's, but I mean, there's like so much that needs to be done as well to fix it, which I don't really have a whole lot of faith in Hollywood. Even though I do really like Bumblebee, it wasn't the franchise saver. I'll just put it like that. It was the right place. It was the right. It ticked the right boxes in some regards, but it still needed a lot more work to be, the franchise saver it needed to be. Yeah, Starscream is fucking dog shit in the movies. He doesn't do shit. And he gets killed by Shia LaBeouf. It's just like, Starscream's like one of the cooler fucking characters, and it's just like you fucking screw him up. How do you fuck up Starscream? He's like the most easy. Whatever. The Megatron's bitch, yeah. I'm only doing it because I am not demanding Scarecrow. All right, I just asked, hey, do Scarecrow, and it's like you said, okay. I'm not paying. Like, I'm not, right, there's no contract. We made an agreement for that. You're doing it on your own accord, buddy. It's not my fault. Oh, you're falling over. All right. I think that's gonna be it for the yellow. Oh wait, we need to do the trim around the sword here. I want to do that. Almost forgot. Just a little yellow trim around the sword, and then I'll put like a gray, or yeah, I think a gray would be good here for the white area here. So yeah, it was fine. I mean, there's some things I would change about it, obviously, because obviously it was very much a rushed production, but I would have liked to have seen the arc instead of instead of like them leaving it like escape pod. It should have been the arc. It should always be the arc. That's how they should always go to Earth and whatnot. Like, that's how it should be. So I would change that. I would change. I'm fine with the new Decepticons they created, like Dropkick and Shadow. I think they were fine. Doesn't feel like there's no contract. You didn't draw 3 villains for me after all. Well, the contract's off if you want to quit on me now. No, it's all good, Rumpy. It's It's all good. But wrong way. It's just kind of weird. Yeah. Actually, like what I liked about the movie is that they kind of used different Decepticons. They didn't just use Megatron again. Like I like the idea of them using like sort of the minions of Megatron, you know, some like smaller, lesser known characters or whatever, or a brand new character in the case of these two. So kind of, you know, it's kind of like the Empire. It's kind of like the Star Wars thing where it's like you kind of like, you know, kind of plant where they kind of plant the seeds for the Emperor in the later kind of pays off later on in the Return of the Jedi movie. You know, that's sort of the kind of vibe I got from you know, them using like some of these less no names or Decepticons as the main villains. I just like that stuff because you kind of see like the hierarchy of the Empire, you know, the Decepticon Empire or whatever, you know, the whole army. And also, there's a lot more Decepticons that are really interesting characters on their own that could have their own movie if they, you know, if they so wanted to. But, all right, let's grab some grays because we're gonna get this guy going. Let's grab. Pretty much ready to move on to the blacks and the whites of the design here. So some neutrals. Actually, we'll probably use some cool gray. I don't know. Yeah, we'll use toner grays. We'll use toner grays for the blacks on them, and then we'll. Yeah, you know, I do like the soundtrack for the movie. It's just not really. I mean, the soundtrack's pretty good, but other than that, they're just kind of a big old mess. All right. So I got my T's. Oh, my T2. So we're going to start with a T8. So we got to kind of map out where all the black areas are. Yeah. All right. View. Yeah, they're definitely good music. I sometimes listen to the soundtrack from the movies, but like, yeah. That's about as far as I go for those movies in terms of watching them. Or in that case, listening to them. All right, so this area is black. So we need to use toners for it. All right. I think I used them the first time last stream, the toner grays. But I didn't really do a whole lot with them because I just did the stitch. And it was like a little like parts on it. So didn't really have a whole lot of playing around with them yet. So this will be fun. All right, so this area is supposed to be black as well. We'll kind of leave, kind of leave that area for like some lighter grays. Yeah, I'll leave some white highlights there. Yeah, I know you're just messing with me. I got you. All right. Okay. We'll do different shades of gray for the mouth or the head area. a little bit different in terms of shading wise. We'll probably end up using some neutrals here. Hold on. Do some lighter shades. That should be fine. Okay. Oh, and this part is supposed to be gray. And yeah, let's just go over all that here. Times it 452. Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, I'm doing my best, but I appreciate that. All right. Oh, let's go light gray here, or neutral. Once I go back in what's in the inks, I'll kind of tidy up some of these blotches here. All right, I think we'll use neutral grays for the antennas and whatnot on his head. There we go. Starting to come alive here. He's alive. Ooh, I think I fucked that up. Yeah, we need neutral for the sword handle here. All right, I think that'll do it for this. Great. Move on to the neutrals out. This is 6. Good. See. Yeah, looking good. Sorry, guys. Had to... Yeah, no problem, man. Very first roll. Carrie Smith, hater. Oh. Actually, is Steph still alive? Maybe I'll listen to her. Getting a little bit of dead air going right now. You guys want to hear? I wonder if she's still alive. I'll just put her on for a bit. Just don't know. I'll pull my phone. Probably won't go listen for long. Sounds like 8. Oh no, she's off. Gotcha. Oh well. We'll do that one day. We'll just do we'll have like streams in the background so we can have I don't know, or maybe get some music going. Just kind of replace the dead air. No. But I don't know how to get music on that isn't copyrighted, so I need to find some. All right. Okay. Let's get a date. Just kind of darken this area. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of whiteout fixes here. Ooh, yeah. Need to be done a little later into the stream, or yeah, a little bit after, because I might need to end it. Not quickly, but probably skip the touch-ups for off camera. Okay. All right. Okay, I think that'll do it for the blacks. Or wait, the handle. Some illustrations. Yeah, I kind of ran into one a while ago, last year. Didn't really turn out very well. They're all. It was kind of like around the. I guess I'll tell the story. It was around the She-Hulk incident when they were kind of. Where basically, for those who don't know, it was when they released that image of the She-Hulk where she looked like a man, and I made some comments that a lot of people didn't like, and they tried harassing me and whatnot, and I just told them to fuck off most of the time. And that's how you do it. You don't apologize to these people. Like, you know, it's never going to work. They're going to keep bugging you anyways, you know. But like, you know, I made the point that you know, it's just like, well, that most people would have made, but when I was making it there and I was going around, you know, it's like, well, you don't really understand the point of comic books then, because it's just like comic books are supposed to be you're like, oh, it's sexist because you just want jack-off material with the She-Hulk, and it's just like, it's like, no, you're missing the point. These are modern day mythologies. They're meant to be evoke sort of the best that we can be, you know, and they're meant to represent the ideal version of ourselves, you know? And this is like, and so a lot of people didn't really understand where I was coming from on that because they were stupid, didn't really care. And it's like none of them really cared about the characters anyway. Like half of them, like I was arguing with, didn't actually. Like they even admitted, like flat out, that they didn't give a shit about the characters. Like they think, like they're just like, oh well, the original design sucks. It's just like, well, then why are you trying to change the character if you don't like the character to begin with? But But yeah, you know, I dismantled the whole pack's fucking arguments because they're all nonsensical. They were just dumb. They eventually fled, but then one guy or one chick was trying to get me fired from my job because she was not happy with the stuff. Like she was like literally trying to dox me and whatnot. I was just like, it's like, okay, buddy. Like, good luck finding stuff on me because I don't post anything about my work on the internet for obvious reasons. So good luck, Sonny. But yeah, it's just weird. Like Twitter's a fucking cesspool, dude. If they were still on, I would troll public. Yeah. Bunch of freaks. Oh, Lorena's live. Yep, we'll listen to her. We'll wait, what's she up to? I think she's probably watching her show or whatever. Oh, she's playing a game or something. Yeah. Oh shit, it's loud. Yeah, we'll do it another time. Just focus on our drawing here. Yeah, it's like there's a bunch of fucking weirdos out there, dude. It's not worth wasting your time. That was the day. That was kind of the day where I realized that it's just like, yeah, that's Twitter. That's fucking shit. Like, I mean, I knew that before, but it's when you really experience like what these people are up to, it's really an eye opener. You kind of realize like, yeah, you're not gonna. There's just certain types of people out there just aren't worth debating, aren't worth having a discussion with because they don't. At the end of the day, they don't want to have a discussion. They just want to argue and they just want to hurl insult at you for not believing the way they think. You know, they're all just a bunch of pansies. And fuck them. They're trash. That's how you deal with them. It's just like you just starve them of air, you know, and their air is that dopamine hit of trolling people and whatnot. So just tell them to fuck off. All right, so there's our. Maybe the best way to take care of troll is, yeah, that too. But yeah, kind of the reason why I'm kind of a little bit not anxious to get out, but yeah, at the end of the stream a little bit early because I need to go hop on to might be hopping on to Mara's channel tonight because it's her birthday stream. So, and we kind of talked a little bit a couple days ago that I might be able to pop on. So, and I do have a piece ready to color, or not color, but to ink while I'm on that stream, which you'll have to watch that stream to find out. All right, I think that does it for the grays on them. Actually, I might. Here, we got 2, so maybe a 3, just get the shadows going. That's 5, only 5. Just got a cool gray 3 going. Just make those darker this going. Okay, I think that does it for there. For the gray or the white on them. Now we'll move on to some of the chrome elements, such as the mouth plate and the sword here. So we'll grab a BG000. So I usually use a sort of a blue green to kind of adds a little bit more to the chrome. Kind of. Just gonna map things out with it as well. And we'll kind of go back over it with some cool grays. Just make sure you can still see. Hold on. I don't really need my reference anymore. So. All right, let's grab some cool grays. Use cool gray 1. Do I have a refill for this? It's kind of dying on me. Might have a refill for cool gray 1. Oh, I don't. Fuck. All right. All right. I have to switch it to cool gray 2 then. Yes, I did. All right. No problem. Might need to go refill shopping a bit at some point. Hey, John Hansen, how's it going, man? Good work so far. Yeah. Color scheme of Star Saber. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I really love the color scheme. It really reminds me of a Gundam. It really does. Wouldn't be surprised if that was the inspiration for this character. All right, that does it for the sword. Might have some like highlights later on. Get a cool gray 3. Where did I put you? There you go. I've got a 5 as well. There we go. Do 2 more popped up. All right. Actually, I probably should make this. I'm gonna make this a little bit darker here, so the symbol stands out. Let's pull up 9. No, I'll pull the 10. Yeah, we just go all in. Oh shit! I just went over some stuff that needs to be. I'll just have to fix that later. That's what the Uni-balls are for, and the jelly rolls. Ties up some of the mistakes here. Oh, yes, we did. I'll probably just actually I might go over with this with another shade of red, the symbol here. Okay, I think that'll do it for this guy. At least the grays now. DC really put out one. I've seen clips of it online, but I haven't seen the full movie of it. But yeah, I saw the trailers for it. I saw that Gundam was in it, and Iron Giant. I heard Deathstroke was in it, and Joker, and I think they had what's his name, Mechagodzilla at some point. That was kind of cool. So, but I haven't actually watched the film. I've just kind of seen like clips of it online and the trailers. All right, so let's get the background started. And then we'll kind of actually no, we need to get the eyes going. So almost forgot that. Then we'll do the background. There we go. That's good enough. We'll go back in with some white to kind of flush out, give it some personality. Then we'll get a little bit of a light sort of blue. That would give a little bit of a glow effect. Just a little bit. All right. And I kind of just gave him a little bit more life once I add more color to him. All right. Let's grab my oranges and some of my other light blues. We'll start with the base, actually. We'll start with the base. We'll just go with the oranges for now. Kind of go for that Autobot City sort of a vibe here for the surface, and then kind of have the trees and stuff in the background. Oh, this guy's dying on me. YRO4. Yeah. All right, we'll skip this guy. All right. Oh shit, Jetfire is like winning by a landslide there. Let's see who else has been voting. Or who else is getting a vote? Ooh. So still Jet, just Jetfire and a Grimlock. Jazz and Wheeljack again, their asses beat. Though I can't really blame people. Yeah, Jetfire and Grimlock, great characters. All right. So grab this guy. Maybe this guy too. Flawless victory, yeah. The DM on Twitter. First entered the She-Hulk. Ooh, nice, yeah. Oh, I gotta see that one now. Hold on. We'll check it later. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Kind of an awkward situation I'm in right now. All right. That's just my newer orange. I got this new orange YRO9, I think. Yep. So you get new greens as well. You get more green. Then we have a whole lot of selection there. And some pinks, because I need some pink as well. I kind of realized that. Because I don't have a whole lot of pink. I just have a select few. I didn't realize how important pink was as a color until a while ago when I did that RC piece. I was like, oh shit. So I don't have a whole lot of pink. I have to kind of use multiple shades, different shades of it for that one. Ooh. All right. It does it for the ground there. Get the trees going and the ground here, and then the happy little mountains. And I think we should be good to go. So nice bright green, sort of. Yeah, I guess kind of a little bit of hill here. Just a happy little hill. Let's grab more greens. Okay. Anyway, soundtrack I play. Well, gotcha. Yeah, I was actually listening to the 86 Movie Cat soundtrack while I was working on this guy last night. Yeah, it's still the best Transformer score ever. Not just like the lyrical stuff, but also like just the soundtrack in general. It's really good. And not just the stuff by Stan Bush and them. It's just fucking awesome. Good stuff. All right, I think we need. Nope, not you. 99. All right, let's get our trees going. Let's go with that. Oop, I fucked that up though. It's gonna be grayed out anyways, the mountain, so it doesn't really matter if I mess up too much. And we can always go back and use some pen work to kind of touch up some of the lines here that we messed up. Let's just go all the way. You can find some, yeah. I'll have to find some royalty music for the background. I could use some of the StreamYards ones they offer, but didn't really like any of them. And some are okay, but just like, yeah, I don't know if people would want to listen to that for like a whole hour, like, because it'd be just like on loop and stuff like that. It's just like, I think people would want, you don't want to listen to the same song like, over and over again, It could get a little boring after a while. think I used 5 actually. It's like what they would have made Prime if they could have, but if I'm so glad Prime had. Yeah. Troll's back? What the fuck? What troll? Oh. Oh, I don't see him, so must have been a bot or something. I don't know. I don't know. Fuck him. Trash. All right, I like that. I need to touch up the ground here a bit, just make it a little bit darker. Some areas. Touch it up later. Just a minute. I actually kind of did a little bit of a pre-collection like layout actually earlier. Well, last night a little bit. Kind of rearranging some things, kind of like seeing how to go about displaying the collection once it gets bigger and whatnot. Oh, I'm at the troll. Oh, okay. There's a fucking asshole in the chat. What? Gotcha. All right. Well, good job, Grumpy. Kicking that ass. All right. I didn't even notice. I'm just so fucking focused on the drawing here. So, yeah. So you kind of have to be really fast and quick with the Copic markers because you don't want. Because basically the way they work is you usually want to work really fast when you're working certain areas before the ink fully dries, and you can't really once it's laid down, like you can kind of you have a bit more freedom to kind of move things around with the ink, I guess. Best way. It's kind of hard to explain. Hard to explain how blending kind of works with them. Not really. Splitting shit's not my forte. I just like doing things. But yeah, good thing that troll motherfucker is gone. Oh, did I not show you the fucking ground I was drawing? Oh, here, I'll move this up just a little. There we go. Obviously, I have to go back and put in some shadows here. Just kind of make this a little bit more realistic, or not realistic, a little bit realistic here. But we'll do that after we do the mountains and the sky. So I think we'll do the sky first, and then we'll kind of move into the rest of it. I think the trees are done. Obviously, we'll go back in with some grays to kind of get some shading done. Let's get some blues. Let's get that background going. I might need you. Might not. Who knows? Oh. All right. Let's put my greens away. Fuck you then. All right. All right. Okay. So we go dark. So for skies, you usually, for this time, we go for like a bright blue sky, kind of like when I did for Springer and RC. And the way you do sky, at least for that type of sky, you want to go light to dark. That's kind of how the sky works. So, but for this, you kind of want to go. I kind of want to get all of it kind of laid out. So we get the B000 going. It'll go all the way here. It'll end about here. And right after this, we'll do our clouds with the acrylic paint. Let's see, 5:33. So my time, they start the stream around 8. So I got like 3 hours. And I kind of want to have an hour to kind of just chill out for a bit before I go on. Now, I might be in a rotation because they might have a bunch of guests coming on. Which I will be surprising with my voice mod, which I could hook up if you guys want me to in a minute. Or I don't really want to do it right now because I have to set up a lot of things. But you'll see me using the voice mod if you check me out on Mara's Twitch channel every other Tuesday. All right. And from now on, we're actually going to be doing some Fortnite streams because we kind of both got tired of Splitgate because there's a lot of camping involved in that game, and a lot of just a lot of bullshit that we don't want to deal with anymore. So we're just like, oh, that's fuck. No. I even suggested to her, I was like, yo, Mar, you want to just play Fortnite from now on? I was like, because we're like in this one game where like all these guys, because like in the game you have all these like fucking portals, like this portal ability that gets fucking, and campers fucking like abuse the shit out of it, and they just like camp up somewhere, and then they put a portal down and shoot you from behind. It's like fucking annoying. And with the new update, they kind of got rid of the building stuff, which kind of makes things a little bit better. Ew. All right, well. So that should be fun in Fortnite. Because I haven't really played since last weekend because I don't really have time to play games during the week most of the time. Usually I work, so or drawing. But I like playing games with Mara. She's a lot of fun to play with. We always fucking troll each other. I think you saw the clips, Rumpy. Like my first game, I kind of fucked around because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I kind of fucked this over. At least at the very beginning. Obviously, once I got a hang of the game, I was like, "Oh, this is how you play the game." Because I never played this game before, you know. So I was just like, I don't know the fucking rules. I don't know what the fucking objective is. I just went in like literally my first game was when I was jumping into the stream. Like that was my very first fucking game, and I was like just like fucking doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And I ended up because what happened is they wanted to jump off at one point in the map, and then I just ended up dropping out as soon as we were in the fucking in the transport. I literally jumped out at the first second I had. I was just like, oh, and then so they all had to come grab me because they all went to the other side of the fucking map. And one night I was like, oh shit, sorry guys. And I had no idea how the weapon system works. And I had no idea you had to go around grabbing guns and stuff. And I was like, oh shit. So I was like, where the fuck's the guns at? Like, how am I supposed to fight? Am I supposed to buy a gun before I get into this thing here? I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I ended up jumping into a tank and killing some people, but I eventually got killed I think I got killed by an NPC or something. I don't know. I didn't have a gun. I was trying to fucking hack people with a fucking axe or whatever the fuck they gave you. But then I eventually found the truck, and that's where the whole weapon of choice came in. I found a truck, and I was just like, I'm gonna run bitches over with this thing. I can't find a gun, so I'm just run them over. And I was trolling Mara and Cowman and all them, but it was fucking hilarious. Good signs. Because I ended up fucking knocking around Mara multiple times in the fucking. And I was like, this one, like this one guy is like just like on his own. I ended up just like fucking destroying him with the fucking the fucking truck. I just like ran his ass over. It's fucking hilarious. So fun times are happening, and we're probably gonna play a lot more Fortnite on our channel. Yeah. Just if you watch the last stream she did on Sunday. If you go back and watch the stream she did on Sunday, you'll be able to find, if you watch the end of it, or sort of near the end of it, because I didn't show up because I was waiting for the game because I was literally like downloading the game as she was streaming. So I was just like, wait for me, guys, wait for me. Like, my game's almost ready. So I was just like, and it finally showed up, and I was only able to get in there for like 2 games. So if you go back in the stream and you see you rewatch like the last 2 games, you'll kind of see, or at least hear my end of things, because obviously you can't see my gameplay, but try to practice. But yeah, I can never get time for games. Wish I could, but I've been wanting to do gaming streams. I just don't know how to. It's just so much of a hassle to kind of set that up. But maybe next year, or maybe in a couple months, we'll start setting some things up. All right. Have you seen the Gundam? I've seen some, because there's a store in the mall where I go to. I've seen some model kits, but I've never put one together. I was never really into Gundam. I know a little bit about it, just not a whole lot. But I actually ordered my very first model kit actually the other day. I ordered the Flame Toys Windblade, which should be arriving. I think he said it. Well, it's in China right now, so but it said it's supposed to be leaving the warehouse pretty soon. So maybe next week, maybe the week after. Who knows? So, and when that comes, I'll actually do a building stream of that. I'll actually do a model kit building stream of that. So should be a lot of fun. So I've never put one together before, so it should be a lot of. And I've built Lego sets before, so it shouldn't be too hard. I say that now, but it's probably gonna be like, "What the fuck am I doing?" As we get going, but maybe I'll watch some Gundam cartoons one day when I'm able to find the time. You know, because I like robots, I like fighting robots. So. All right. Let's get a lighter shade. B12. I think we'll bring it down to about here. There we go. Much better. I would like to start collecting some Hot Toys, but yeah, I just stick to the Masterpiece Transformer. That's the most that I will spend on collectibles at the moment. Although I have seen some really fucking cool Transformer statues that look really fucking cool. Like I saw this one Grimlock with like the Sharpticons all around. It looks fucking awesome, but I don't have $1,000 on it to spare, so I'm on budget. I think the last Transformer I bought, at least before Windblade, was the Bruticus. I think it was the Bruticus from last year. That was the last one I was able to get. It was all the components for Bruticus because I kind of bought them separately, which I was so fucking mad because I bought them because I thought that was it for the Zeta Toys Combiner, but then they re-released the combined form on Shozy Store. I was like, what? I hate when they do that. So there's some companies you kind of have to watch for, like, because some of them do reissues and some of them don't. So you kind of have to, but whatever. It's all fine now. I am a Bruticus, so I'm happy. And as for the Autobots, the last ones I got last year, I think that I got Hound last year, and I got RC and Mirage, and those are the last Autobots I was able to get my hands on last month. And yeah, and I got a Devastator, or not last month, last year, and then I got the Devastator, which is standing like a champ up top with the Insecticons. Which, I mean, I think I posted a little collection video a while ago. If you scroll down my channel, you kind of see what I have. But I'm going to get, obviously, the Ultra Magnus is going to be arriving in about September because I got the pre-order on it, and it said it's going to be releasing in the third quarter, so of the month, which I think I never really got into the whole quarters thing for when it came to the months, but it's like September, August, and July. I think that's when it is. It's like, whatever. But yeah, I also have my eyes on an Astrotrain, the fan size Astrotrain. That one looks really fucking sick. I've been trying to drive this, but yeah. But yeah, my Decepticons are almost, they're still a little bit of a ways away from being done. But I got kind of the core Decepticon team from season 1 at least. I still need to get the Reflector. I still need to get Nightbird. I had to cancel my my pre-order on that just because of reasons. But I'll probably just get it eventually. I'll get it eventually on the aftermarket. Just because it would take, because I needed to pay, I needed to buy because I needed the money for the desk and whatnot. So I had to make some sacrifices, but we'll get a Nightbird eventually to add to my Megatron's little harem. He's getting there. All right, need a lighter shade. Cool. Grab some BGs or BM2 Shadow. Hot toys. I can't hit in that part. It's yeah. A little too much. A little too expensive. Well, I kind of would like to have a Michael Keaton Batman and a Christopher Reeve Superman. But I don't have the space for them. It's like I kind of just stick to one thing, and then maybe one day we'll get more. Why is this guy dying on me? I refilled like multiple times already. All right, I'll just use a different color. You should be fine. I had was a Predacon. Oh, nice. Yeah. I kind of like the story that they gave Waspinator in the animated cartoon, where they kind of had him be an Autobot who was kind of mistaken for a criminal and whatnot, and he was kind of sent to prison by Bumblebee by accident, or because Bumblebee thought he was a traitor or whatever. But it turned out to be Shockwave instead, which was a really cool fucking twist in that show. I really love that. I really love the way they did Shockwave in that series. And they actually had Corey Byrne come back to play him because they already had him in the show as Megatron and Ratchet in them. So it's like, yeah, let's have him do Shockwave as well. Why not? Which was awesome. All right, I think we're ready to move on to the mountains. I think I'm done with the sky here for a bit. When you get a chance, would you mind dropping? Oh yeah. I'll send you the link to that website that I actually buy most of my Transformers from. It's very trustworthy. Shows the store. Yeah, it's very. I've bought from them before, and they've had really good shipping and whatnot. And usually they have some pretty good deals for the most part. I was actually able to get like 10 bucks off of the Ultra Magnus I bought because it wasn't because they give you like points and stuff like that for every thing you buy. And if you get the subscription for like a year or whatever, like you have to pay for a year, you get triple the amount of points you will receive on each purchase. So it's really and you'll get a certain amount off. So it's really, really good to buy. But I think they're still in stock. Yeah, I think the last time I checked, the Windblade was still in stock, so you might have some luck. Yeah, it's really that was like really cool. I got like $10 off of that guy. So I have things about Beast Wars, things that make me like not like it, but yeah. I was never really the biggest Beast Wars guy. I never really got into it. So even though I do recognize that, yeah, it had a really good impact on the franchise as a whole, because a lot of the ideas it kind of came up with some very important elements to the franchise that we all know now, like spark chambers and other things. Just conceptually, just wasn't really my thing. Just from a concept level, just didn't really like the idea of organic robots. I like mechanical robots more, just the way I roll. I mean, having robot versions of like animals is fine. Just having them be actual organic just didn't really, I don't know, just didn't really sit well with me. Although I would like to have a Beast Wars Megatron at some point. I think Beast Wars Megatron is pretty fucking cool. And obviously we're going for like snowy mountains here. I haven't done that before, so I want to do a little bit of something different with the mountains here. So kind of based them off the Rocky Mountains here in Canada, or at least use that as reference. And they have shows you store is really good because you can actually, it's really easy to cancel things, like if you don't want to pre-order, like, and if you cancel a pre-order, they actually give you points for it and stuff, like, so it's really a really useful thing. Only thing is you can't really cancel an order once it's been sent out. I think that's the only thing, but it's been a while since I bought from them, like, or can't, because I never really canceled an order before from them, but or an order that was like in motion, but I haven't had any problems. All the figures I bought from them have been good. They haven't been damaged or anything. So when I bought Cliff, that's the first. Actually, I got the Prime, the MP44 Prime from them. I got the Cliff Jumper and the Hound. I think I got Hound from them, or was it? It might have been from eBay. I might have gotten Hound from there, and I got the Mirage from there. So yeah, I mean, it looks okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just like, I like my mechanical robots best. That's how I roll. All right. Let's get a 4. Where's my N4? Where the fuck did I put it? Okay. Put it over here. Where the hell did I put that damn thing? Whatever. Just cool gray. I don't feel like finding it. This will work anyways. Yeah, it works fine. Which I like the cool gray on the ends. Yeah, no problem, man. Here, actually, you know what? I think I have the link pulled up. Or no, I might have I might have closed up things. Here, hold on. I'll put it in the chat real quick. Come on, you can't. Oh, there we go. There. Okay, let's grab. My grapes. Oh, over here. There you are. Little assholes. That's all right. All right, so it's about 6 o'clock. So I'll probably wrap this up pretty soon. Just want to finish up this layer. Gray. And then we'll end it here, and then I'll hop on over to my stream in about 2 hours from now. 1 or 2 hours from now. Yeah, about 2 hours. So. Then I have to pee real bad. I'm trying to. That's also a part of this. I just really have to pee real bad. That's why I fucking hate Red Bull. It makes me fucking pissed like a racehorse. Really fast. I'm just like, fuck. I've been holding it in this whole fucking stream. But you know what? I'm a man. We can hold it in. We can hold it in long enough. That's what we do. I once held it in for like 3 hours on a fucking road trip one time because I want to get out and fucking piss in a fucking outhouse one time. So those fucking things are nasty. And we weren't really going far anyways that one time, so I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll just power through it. Anyways, enough of the pee talk. Transformers, robots in disguise. All right. But yeah, I'll probably just like end up touching this up on a Mara stream once we get there. Yeah. As well as the other thing that I'm going to be probably starting up, which I'll tease a little. I'll give you a little tease. Nah. I'll give you guys a little tease at the end here. Okay. All right, that's going to do it for now. So there's our Star Saber for now. Obviously, you have to go back and then touch up some areas here. Hold on. There it is off. All right. But yeah, there's our Star Saber. Obviously, it needs to be touched up a little bit more after this, but I will be touching them up on Mara stream, as well as, hold on, if I can find it. Not you. I'll be inking up this lovely lady on Mara's stream. So don't tell Mara you saw that, or else I'll be pissed. I want to be a little bit of a surprise. So, and obviously, Jetfire just won the poll by a landslide here. So But thank you guys for watching. I will be seeing you guys later. Probably next weekend. We'll probably do the Megatron Prime finally. I've been putting that one off because, what happened was I kind of got inspired to do this one. And so I was just like, I'll do Star Saber because I really wanted to draw Star Saber because I saw a toy of him and I was like, I want to draw Star Saber. So next week we'll do the Shattered Glass Megatron Prime. And yeah, so let's end this stream. And let's get my outro pulled up. Here we go. All right, later, guys. I'll see you guys next weekend. Or you'll see me around. All right, later, guys.
The Transformers will return after these messages.